Welcome back, everyone. Today's guest is a special one. You've probably seen him on TikTok or the Sunday Times, or on Facebook, Instagram, heard him on Lotus FM. Anywhere else I've missed out, I apologize. SABC probably. He's no stranger to the camera or the mic. Dr. Yaseen Bismilla, welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Thank you so much for joining us, man. One of our previous guests, his name was Dr. Ibi Patel.
Yeah.
And Yak cannot resist the temptation to make like a pun or a joke or whatever, right? So you're a medical doctor, right?
Yeah.
How much do you know about teeth?
Very little.
Okay, good. Because one of my colleagues, who's a well-respected maxillofacial surgeon, I'm not going to mention his name,
Yes.
but I really respect him and I want to get him on the show one day. He commented on one of the things I posted and said he tends to find that dentists know more about medicine as opposed to medics knowing about dentistry. So I asked, like, you don't know much about teeth, right?
Yes.
There's a thing in the tooth called a root.
Yes.
And in that canal, we call it the pulp. Right?
Yes.
So Yak introduced Dr. Ibi Patel by calling him the Quentin Tarantino of dentistry because Ibi Patel works on the pulp and Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
So with that, all that rambling is to say, I'm going to say, welcome to the Bruce Willis of medicine. And if you don't get that, just Google Bruce Willis and The Sixth Sense, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
100%.
Yaseen,
I am happy with that.
Yeah. How are you, man? What's happening?
I'm good. I'm good. Slightly anxious,
Yeah.
but I'm here.
I find it interesting that you're so anxious because, I mean, you got like, I saw one of your videos has like 21 million views.
Yeah.
That's like more views than some countries.
It's a lot.
And
It's a lot.
are you not like, is this not second nature now?
No.
Yeah?
No. So I'm actually quite a shy, introverted person. And, with medicine and with life and everything, it took me quite a while to be comfortable in front of the camera. It takes a lot. Vulnerability, a lot of content creating, understanding. So those things took some while to come.
And we don't see that, hey? When we see you on
you're
on our
seeing a
phone.
30-second something that took 2 hours to record. And that was take number 100. But that one was take number one take, easygoing, fun.
And what was it?
Morbid area.
Describe the video briefly.
It was, I was making fun of everything or anything that could be a cause of death in the mortuary at the back. So like a slip and trip injury, or like being stabbed by the knife, or being like your hair getting caught in the door as you're going past. So anything extremely morbid. And I kind of recreated those events, and I'm like, everything going through my mind in the mortuary, I think in death, in causes of death.
Yeah.
And that was quite accurate.
And I think that's interesting because you got a lot of views for that.
Yes.
But you worked on it by yourself. Was this you and dead people?
100%. And the camera.
And now you're talking to two.
It's also
live oaks.
Africans love dark humor. They're a ratchet kind of people. They love that dark, morbid humor. TikTok took it down for like a second because they were not sure what the intention of it was. But purely for, again, educating, it's aspects you'll never see at the back. Also putting a bit of a humorous tinge to a very sensitive topic.
So Yaseen, where do you come from?
I am humbly from Potchefstroom in the northwest.
Wow, Potch boy.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a magnificent metropolis town. No, it's a farm town in the northwest. Humble beginnings.
I played cricket for Potch once. I played one match for Potch. Four Potch. I'm a Durban boy.
Did you win?
I took a catch. That's all I remember because I was on tour for cricket and I was playing for Natal, but the Potch team didn't have they were missing a player. Somebody got sick and they're like, Yash, go there. Clearly they didn't need me on my side. But okay.
Crazy.
So what was it like growing up?
Sure.
Did you tell us about Potch? What goes on there?
Again, a small town, everyone knows everyone, a very conservative Indian community, our typical Indian gossiping aunties and drama. Very Afrikaner town. Fun fact, it's the town with the most churches in the world. So we are on the map for something. But very conservative, very small, and 2 hours away from Joburg. Johannesburg was kind of like the place to be, the place to go, the place once you've made it. But yeah, quite conservative.
Yeah,
Conservative upbringing.
I'm surprised to hear you even say that there was an Indian community there. I would never have thought. And okay, so did you go to like an Afrikaans speaking school, or how did it
No.
work?
So it was a very good question. I went to an English school. It was the school in town. So again, segregated from our Indian school, which we had in our local community. There was a bunch of kids that went there, and again, there was that typical Indian mentality sometimes of, going to a white school, for example, or the other school, for example. And my dad was the principal of the local Indian school. So you can imagine that dynamic. And that was good. I had two older brothers, also in Potch. I was the Latamiki, so they were 8 and 9 years older than me. So they had then also went to the high school that I eventually had gone to as well, English-speaking Potch boys.
And so you were doing well in school, or?
Yes, sure. So I was quite an academic. So I throve in academia. I think it was my safe spot, my hiding spot. I was a different kid in a very conservative Muslim a small town, not exposed to much, didn't know much myself as well. So
it's different.
It was difficult.
Yeah.
It was difficult.
Why do you think there were so many churches in the town?
In Calc Central, you can then understand the amount of conservativeness that went into that. So being different, I kind of held on to my academics very well. My parents were principals, so they were extremely strict. They were extremely, you can imagine, there was a hard influence on being studious, working hard. They also have had 2 boys before, and I was the last one, so they were almost like groomed me to be.
They knew the mistakes. They're like
100%.
So your mom was a principal as well?
As well,
Oh.
yes. And she owned that school.
Yak and I have lived in small towns. Yak lived in Volksrust. I lived in Standerton. So I know about small town life. I worked there. Everybody knows you also. Everybody knows your stories.
100%.
And I always say to my cousins and them, all small towns in South Africa have 3 buildings in common. In every small town. It's a church, a KFC, and a bottle store.
100%.
So,
100%.
And yours had all
South
3?
Africa, literally.
That's
all
how
3, metropolis of all 3.
So did you know now with the strict parents and everything, did they tell you do medicine, or what do your older brothers do? How did you get influenced?
Imagine, so my 2 older brothers are orthopedic surgeons, so they got into medicine. So early on, I was quite exposed to medicine in the family, but I never, to make a decision about your career, is so difficult. You are a child at 16, 17, 18. You really don't know what to do, You're, again, guided by your parents who groom you, train you to study hard, work hard. My parents never said be a doctor, but there was an influence from my 2 older brothers who have made it, again, small town. It is the ultimate Indian community level, become a doctor. So I was a rebel in that slightly, but I knew I wanted to get into the sciences. I was very good in life science. I got the highest mark in the province in my year in matric, 98%, and I think I was robbed with that 2% somewhere, but another discussion for another day. But I knew I throve on life and life sciences.
So the brothers definitely, by osmosis, you kind of okay,
100%.
They're surgeons now, let me do
Passive
it.
diffusion straight into med school.
And so you just applied for medicine everywhere?
Sure, my parents applied for me.
Yeah? How come? Were you quite sheltered?
I really wasn't sure. So my mom was an art teacher as well. So I was very creative as well. So did very well in art, creative writing. I loved languages as well. So I wanted to do art. And I remember my mother specifically saying hard no. She, understanding the arts herself, was, I guess, a very difficult industry. You have the academics, you have the brain. You can go into something and do art as a side hustle, and that's exactly what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
so
you're an artist now,
Yes. And I do physical art. I do art. I do art. That's part of how I express myself. But I wanted to become an artist. I went through a phase of doing architecture and law as well. Also plays a part in where I land up in my career now. So there were options. But my parents literally, without my consent, applied to every med school for me.
The whole country, right?
References were my brothers. So, yes. So that's how that happened. And by the grace of God, I got accepted.
Where did you end up?
At UOFS, University of the Free State. So one small Afrikaans town to another.
Wow.
So in Afrikaans is baie goed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're our first guest that we have from University of Free State. Am I correct?
Really?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. And the only university that offers medicine in 5 years.
So jy kan praat.
Ja, ek kan baie
Ons kan
goed
ook 'n
Afrikaans
bietjie praat, hè?
Ja,
Ja.
ek kan jou snee ook.
Ons is bilingual. But can you speak any other languages?
No, it's just English and
Okay.
Afrikaans.
Oh, so those TikToks that I've seen where you've got like isiZulu and stuff,
isiZulu.
it's overlaid.
It's trained, yeah.
Okay.
It's
It's trained. Okay, so
it's trained, yeah. So it's almost like you lip sync the audio. But my mom can speak Zulu fluently. So.
and don't you wish you could speak? I wish I could.
That's what I said to you yesterday.
Same. It just breaks so many barriers as well.
Yeah, I started watching this series. It's a Zulu series, but it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
But it's like the spoof version of current news. But it is so funny, but it's the dialect that they use also, because sometimes they use English. But
100%.
it's so attractive. No, I actually can't remember the name now, but
there's something about the Zulus, and it's not just the language, it's even the way they express themselves. They make the most shocking remarks and commentary, and anything that comes out of a Zulu person's mouth is a trending TikTok audio. I'm going to say this again and again.
Well, I feel like you're giving us a nice clip for a short here. It's going to get taken out of context. It's going to get taken out of context.
100%.
We need to get to all that stuff later.
Yeah.
But I want to do the boring stuff and do the chronology.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you get into, what do they call it? UOFs?
UOFs, yes.
UOFs.
Almost like the Puka, as you know, from
that's not
yes, from Potch. So yeah, UOFs, and it was a 5-year course there.
Is that in Vereniging?
In Bloemfontein.
Bloemfontein.
So in Bloem, in the Free State.
So you go to the big metropolis of Bloem to study.
Sure, guys.
How far is that from Potch?
I don't even think there was a KFC there.
There's a casino there.
Yeah, there is. There's a casino, a lot of churches as well. 5 hours.
And a bottle store.
5 hours. Mampur, they make it in the garage. It's a 5-hour drive from Potch. So home was far enough for me to be a naughty boy, but also close enough to go home for the holidays.
Okay. And how is it there?
Sure. Again, very sheltered. So again, lived a very sheltered life. Med school was rough. I'm not going to lie. Nothing prepares you for med school. You know, when I give advice to young people who want to go into medicine, I almost want to scream. Don't do it. Literally, don't do it. Nothing. You guys understand as dentists as well, being doctors as well. It is absolute hell. It is hell on. And in 5 years, if you didn't have the luxury of pre-med or these universities be doing maths and be doing psychosocial stuff, anatomy from day one, hard work, no rewrites, no second opportunities, strict as hell. It was 5 years of grueling hell, and then you graduate December 29, and then you start working January 1st. There's no buffer to anything. So very sheltered, but gave me the opportunity to work hard, study hard. So big ups.
But did you get that sense of feeling of once you finish, if you leave the home, right? And did you have that?
I wish I could say yes. Say yes. My mom was very involved in community work. She was very in the community. She ran a nursery school from home, and she made sure she produced the best students from there. They went to the best schools, and all are professionals. Today, I was the first one in her school. And I knew I wanted to make that impact, and I knew Milton was a great platform for that. And I loved life sciences. I loved bio a lot. I loved anatomy. I always had a morbid fixation about things. So medicine felt like a good opportunity for that. And in 5 years, that got swallowed up completely. You're in med school, you just have to pass the next test, next exam, next test, next exam, holidays again, next year. Then all of a sudden, you're an intern.
Were you partying much or anything? No, not
sure, Bloem. There's one street in Bloem, and people know it's called Long Street, and it is long.
Yeah,
it is long. They party every single night.
And did you have lots of friends there and stuff?
I had a clique. Again, we were the misfits of medicine, the ones that always scraped through, always sat in the middle the middle part of the class. We were not too smart in front. We were not too naughty at the back. So yes, I had quite a good friendship.
Okay, I was the guy at the back that never had any notes
God.
and knew what was going on.
Sure.
Always getting a sup every year.
Close to like an exit, just in case.
Yeah. I was the only guy, so I was at the back and front. But yeah, we'll give you context about that later. But you said that, it seemed like there was a passion about medicine there, before you started.
Yeah.
Do you think that the actual academia of it detracted away from it and you lost some hope? Because, you are where you are right now.
No. That academia that got me through high school, I was an academic. I loved to study. I could open up a textbook. I'm not afraid of a book. Give one to me. I want to highlight it. I want to understand it. I want to regurgitate it to you almost. So the academia didn't really buffer me there. And then I have very good people skills. So I'm very clinical as well. So I'm also Gemini. So I feel like I have those two faces of the quieter academic side. And I also have this, I'm very people embracing and talking. And so no, the academia almost fused with the clinical side of being a doctor. And I think that's like a beautiful way to put it.
What did you hate in school, like growing up?
God, I hated sport. That was one thing I hated completely. I hated maths. I'm that Indian person that cannot count. If you give me 1 + 1, I need my phone to work that out. So accounting I actually dropped accounting in grade 10 because I could not count. And I didn't like business stuff at all. Business studies. Oh God. Yeah. It was
And did you think I want to be an orthopod one day? Or
no, not at all. Too, again, industrial for me. No. I want to
bone breakers.
I want to break bones in other ways. Too much of blood.
Any horror stories from med school?
Sure, med school. Deliveries, I think, were always rough. A lot of things, projectiles that come at you from that activity that women have to go through. Obstetrics was rough. Horror. Not really. Hey? I think it's trauma just erased that. I handled quite.
And you didn't think that it wasn't like I've made a big mistake by studying medicine? No,
Sure, no. At least, thank goodness that. No, I never felt like that. I enjoyed learning about the human body a lot. I really did.
Well, the reason why I asked my previous question is because you said that you were just scraping past.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Usually people that do have a passion for it, they wouldn't be just scraping past.
100%.
Do you think that the actual, and when I call it academia, I mean like the teachers and the departments, they play a role in you not like fulfilling that aspect of getting those grades to
100%.
to be a high flyer?
No, that makes sense. So we had an English and an Afrikaans class that was
that was going to be another question.
And
is it still that way?
It's still that way. Still works, but then again, different lecturers, different examiners. I remember in our final exam, I was like, there's a grammatical area, but I'm not. And then I would read the Afrikaans parts just to make sure that, there isn't the R and the one thing or two thing. So I think that did play a bit of a role. The English class, I sometimes were a bit of a disadvantage, but not starkly.
You had to be proficient in Afrikaans to basically get by.
I made a small dictionary that I had, an English Afrikaans dictionary, because medicine in Afrikaans is actual hell. It's like worse than Dutch at its core. The words are like literally 28 syllables. So it was a very difficult thing, and not, again, lots of Indians, so demographically challenged as well. Afrikaans was rough. It didn't happen to me that much.
And did you take Afrikaans at high school? Like, how did you?
Sure, no. So it was first additional home. No. Afrikaans was not. I was not good or proficient in Afrikaans at all. So it was a very new experience for me. But again, I took it in my stride. Funnily enough, to think of where I came now, anatomy I nearly failed. Histology I nearly failed.
Because of
Physiology, I nearly failed.
because of the language
My
barrier. You
department
think?
is not watching this. No, I just, it was not one of my strong points. Hey,
Okay.
was not, and now I specialize in that. So
I know.
it's a bit strange that I think, yeah. I think it's, yeah.
No, that's interesting. But I mean, I can identify with that. I studied in Mauritius, and we had to take French as one of our like first languages there, paralleled with anatomy. Imagine learning anatomy and then have to learn anatomy in French. It was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Managed to get by, but eventually I could see the value in it because you're actually treating patients that are French spoken.
100%.
So you need to have this like medical conversational sort of
Definitely.
rapport.
Rapport. You don't
Yeah.
be in your exam and
Not
you
just
need
for
a
passing.
translator.
Exactly.
You wanna gauge the ya and the near. You can kind of gauge what a patient is saying when you've also broken that language barrier.
Exactly.
So a life lesson, I think,
Yeah.
in Bloom as well.
So when did you start getting good at anatomy?
Sure. No. So then anatomy took a back burner. Again, traumatic erasure. Then medicine becomes very super clinical, and it's all about treating. It's all about management. It's all about, and I loved that aspect. I left all the pure medical basic stuff in first year and kind of got swooped up into, the exit level of what a basic GP should be able to do all the red flags.
That's what excited you, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. I'm still not scared of a trauma unit so much.
Yeah. Have you ever worked on cadavers? Why did you?
Yeah, we did dissection in second year with the medics. That's all. Yeah.
See, I nearly failed that. We had a cadaver. Yeah, we had a skeleton we took home, which I had a lot of fun with.
Anatomy.
I used to play with the bodies a lot. I remember that. But anatomy is like low-key triggering.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's every single aspect of your body has a point, has a name. Oh, Lord. It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, from what I had a problem with that, because I also kind of failed anatomy, is that you're kind of creating an average of where something should be, like per 100 individuals.
100%.
And then you got to like work on, is this nerve actually meant to be running there, or is this that one person where there's going to be like an anomaly? And then
100%.
Like, what's the point?
100%. And it's also that visualization of the lungs are actually peaking up here. You have to know anatomy.
Yeah.
So I kind of,
But we also had text. I don't know when you qualified, but we had textbooks, right? I feel like I would have benefited with an iPad and like seeing things in 3D.
100%. And now I use my iPad in autopsy now.
When were you in
for
uni?
that reason?
When were you studying?
From 2010.
2010. Okay. That's when I qualified. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
So I think we completely jumped ahead with everything with your joke, because for people who didn't get that, Bruce Willis works for dead people. So what not for, with he sees dead people. So maybe in your own words, you can explain to the audience, what is it that you actually do? What is your job right now?
Wow. In one sentence.
As many as you want, yeah.
I cut up dead bodies for a living, and I determine the cause of death.
Yes. CSI vibe.
CSI-esque, but very different. So I'm a forensic pathologist, which is a specialization after medicine, after internship, after ComServe, and it'll be like obstetrics or surgery, for example. It'll be forensic pathology. It's its own field of specialization, specializing in dead people.
Something must have built up to this. So was it?
Yeah.
Did you figure it out in internship? Where did you even do internship?
Sure, I did it at Joburg Gym, Charlotte Matreke, Academic Hospital. Sure. Internship broke me. I'm not gonna lie. Sure, I don't think. Sure,
you moved from Bloom to a proper big city.
Joburg. People could speak English.
How was it?
It was numbers in a different load. It was a different academic atmosphere. It was rough. It was long hours. It was a lot. When I tell you, I went through every rotation unsure, and this doom in my gut being like, I just don't feel it. People are doing small courses here and there because they know after ComServe, they know exactly where they're going. They have ideas for their masters. They have ideas for this. And I could, doctors are really forced. There's that fire beneath you to excel, to be good. All our seniors were profs, and they wrote the books that we studied in Bloom. I'm like, you're the guy. You're the actual guy, and I'm on this ward round with you. So at the end of internship, I was absolutely crushed. I think I was so finished, and the doom felt in of, holy crap, have I made the correct decision in this career or not? You can be good at something, but damn, can you do that for the rest of your life? Damn, how do you explain that to a matriculant who is shadowing for a day?
So you have had that moment, hey? Have I made a big mistake
Rock
here?
bottom.
Yeah.
Rock
But at least
bottom.
it was your first paycheck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And how was that?
Oh yeah. Oh goodness, seeing money in my account. My goodness. When I got it, I withdrew it almost all, and I gave it to my parents in cash. I was like, this is like, I'm getting goosebumps. This is everything.
I'm also getting
This is everything. It's like 5 years of my, you know how it is.
Yeah.
I'm getting tax evasion.
Everything.
Why? What gives them in cash?
It was good earning, and I think I loved just to travel. I love to travel, and I loved paycheck to paycheck. Love the work I did. I will say that I did love the work I did. I loved my patients. I went all out. I was a very hard worker, but the burnout was real. We don't speak of it enough at all. And there's no support, no actual physical built-in support systems for interns. You are left and you are dropped. The hospital, I don't care how accepting people say it is rough.
No, I'm actually, like, I wouldn't say mentoring, but we're part of this program where we gotta advise people from a mental health wellness
Yes.
perspective,
Yes,
and a lot
yes.
of them are interns.
Hmm.
And it's this whole thing, shit rolls downhill vibe. So you get the consultant that comes in, he's just there on call, and then he sort of takes off with the reg, but the reg is subcontracting what is meant to be his work to an MO, and the MO is then giving the shit to the intern.
100%.
So it stops with the intern.
Actual
and that's so
generational
unfair.
curse.
Yeah.
It's a generational curse, which I have in my department, broke that completely. And I think you spoke of a shaving incident that also shaped your experience of either a student or either a working environment. I really think you can make or break a potential someone, a young, inspiring doctor in a field by just treating them like an actual human being. Do that. Be on call for 100 hours on end and cry afterwards. But damn, I'm going to be nice to you. Damn, I'm going to bring you food. Damn, you want to be me when you grow up one day. That is the seniors we need to inspire with.
So that was you. I'm getting that you broke them with kindness.
Shame. I'm trying now. I'm trying a lot. I'm trying a lot. It's rough. It's rough.
Yeah. So internship done. You were struggling with that.
Rocked me. Then trauma number 2 hit. ComServe, Zuma here. That word Zuma is just spot on because it's...
when was this, by the way? What were we talking about?
So after internship, you have to do a 1 year ComServe.
No, I mean like a time frame.
Oh.
Like year.
It's a year.
No. What year?
Oh, gosh.
How long ago are we talking?
2018. 2018.
Okay.
So fast forwarding a little bit, right? So so 2015, and then 2 years internship, 2018. ComServe, obviously there is no paid post available for me. I'm one of those post interns, like thousands in our country. No job, what to do? Going HR to HR, hospital to hospital. Yeah. There's a book of waiting list of other unemployed doctors who are waiting for a list at head office. And again, I almost want to cry because I was unemployed. I was not getting paid.
And you gave your salary away to your parents.
I have a damn degree which broke my soul. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, and you gave your salary away to your parents.
100%. I want to, well, they were paying my bills for 2 months. And then I went to HR, a specific HR, and they were like, hey, we have a post that nobody really wants. It starts tomorrow. Are you ready? I'm like, sign me down. Hell yes. And that was at a Tutuzela Crisis Center, also known as a rape center. We have a few of them. They're quite large. They're
Tutuzela.
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 Tutuzela, it needs to come together. And it's run by NGOs and it's run by state. And it's where you examine rape victims, assault victims. Quite a morbid field of medicine. Didn't think twice. I signed that contract up completely, and I started my forensic journey from that first day. So
Yeah. Where is this?
But no, hold on. We have to pause here. So you are part of that generation of doctors that couldn't get a job. Were you the
100%.
early batch? Because now that's like a norm almost.
It's
I feel.
completely normal.
Yeah?
It's normal.
I just saw on the Western Cape 2 days ago, they've frozen all MO posts.
Yeah. 100%.
But this is a ComServe post. It's one of those ones which you think are a given, a guaranteed.
100%. You're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be.
So you go to Tutuzela.
And then I got, because you give you 5 options, so I didn't get any of those 5. Or I think it's the top 3 options. I didn't get any of those 3. So then you are put by default on a waiting list, which is hell. It was troubling. It was like mentally, it was honestly troubling. It was troubling.
Yeah, you go through all of that thinking I'm going to be a doctor and then you can't get a job. Imagine.
100%. And I think just by luck, by again the grace of God, those churches in Potchefstroom, they were coming around.
It was all those churches concentrated.
And Gia came back into my soul and was like, sure, can you start tomorrow? And I thank that lady, Magda, I thank you your shame. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was buying Hawaiian like once a month. I was like,
shout out to Magda.
You're 100%, 100%. And you just need that one person in HR to be like, I got you. I got you. I'm going to try my best. And she did.
But now, like a rape center sounds really depressing. Were you
sure? Yeah.
Did you just get numb to it, or what?
Sure, guys. I mean, even just walking in, and I still remember because that place, it gives me vibes. If you
bad vibes,
bad juju, a bad aura. It is It is not made for the weak. It is built for the strong. It is built for the emotionally strong. And I was placed in a very conservative Indian community in Pretoria, and I'm now confronted as the most senior doctor there, firstly. Secondly, I'm doing rape kits, examining children, elders, kind of cool. And I am not exposed to this at all. It was 2 weeks in mid school, 2 weeks that we were exposed to forensic, and that was more mortuary based. I didn't even know how a rape kit looked. I didn't know how to document something. I didn't know how to examine. I was examining small children. I don't know what was going on. And it was the first time in my head where the despair, I felt it. I felt the despair. I still remember the first case I did that broke me. But damn, when I realized that I'm going to go to court for this and I'm going to have to speak up on this examination, and these findings are for the law. They are not for this clinic. They're not for this center. I am representing the medical findings for this human being. I then was like, I need to know more. I need to learn more. I need to empower myself to do this job for this year.
So what do you do?
I did a diploma in clinical forensic medicine. So, like a postgraduate diploma is it's a baby qualification in a big field, right? So forensic pathology is half living, half dead. This is the half living section. And that equipped me to examine with precision, rape victims, assault victims, so injuries. If I see a bruise on your arm, I can give an idea of when and what caused that, and did you do it or not? I'm going to be looking at your fist or at your whatever. So it started me off with that. Oh my goodness, this does not feel like medicine anymore. Like this is feeling like something else, and I was very excited about it.
Do they teach you about like how to deal with these victims with empathy and like dignity and stuff, or do you just figure it out yourself?
So
how's that?
I had to learn the hard way. It's poker face, right? You can't be shocked, right? You also have to calm down the patient in front of you. I remember having a woman who was assaulted by an Indian man who looked just like me, and it shook me, and I got another doctor there so fast to sort out this woman, because we need to take DNA super fast. But being exposed, my goodness, then the local newspaper flashing in the window outside, being placed in
But like taking photos, paparazzi.
they put you in the community. Hey, you are living in a community. So I also gained some understanding of, this is bigger than me. I am placed in a community. They are now, I understand the norms of this community. I understand the cultural beliefs of this community. I understand that we don't speak about GBV. We don't speak about child abuse. We actually sometimes normalize it. We actually sometimes enable it. We're not actually 100% sure. But there was media from then, because they knew this person was brought in by the police. So it was a lot of putting on poker faces and dealing with empathy in the correct way, and holding in those feelings in a way that you can express it later on.
That sounds so difficult.
It's rough.
They don't teach you that in the degree or in the diploma or anything.
Nothing teaches you that. Nothing teaches you that.
Yes, I mean, I spoke about this before, like the whole GBV thing, and that sparked my interest in it. But especially when you're doing an examination on a patient, when the perpetrator is in the room with the person.
100%.
Does it happen often?
Yes. Yes.
What's a rape kit?
Very, very. So it is essentially swabs. So we are going to swab any part of the body that we find that we can get DNA from, because we're trying to link this assault victim who was allegedly sexually assaulted or raped to a particular perpetrator or perpetrators. So we will then swab for semen, we'll swab for saliva if there's a bite mark, for example. We'll take hair samples for DNA. It's a fully equipped, one of the best rape kits, I would say, the best and most comprehensive rape kit in the world. And sorry, to add on, that comes in with a form that we have to fill out completely. So the entire examination, what we found, what we swabbed. And you kind of want to gauge the history, and you want to gauge your findings. And then the final thing is, do they match? Does what the alleged say is what you saw? Yes or no?
You said something interesting. You said it's one of the best rape kits in the world. So that tells me that we've got a bespoke, tailored South African rape kit. Is this a thing? Like internationally, they call it a rape kit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a sexual assault kit.
Yeah.
And
we've tailored ours, our government.
Our government went all out, because we have such a high number. So it's tailored for every assault as well. So also your punch, for example, or say he bit you out of, I don't know, an anger bite or something, we can use that same kit to swab you as well. So it is a sexual assault kit, but it can be used for other assaults as well. It is beyond comprehensive.
But are patients comfortable to come in and say, Doc, I've been assaulted?
Oh, shame. So, sure. So
how does it work, like, practically?
100%. So, so say I've just been assaulted, sexually or not, I will report that to the police, right? The police will then first make sure I'm safe and that I'm not going back to the alleged area or the alleged perpetrator. So the police will come in with, it's usually a female, with a case number that's been opened up with the police, and a special form called the 308A form. And this allows me to examine this patient for the law. So I have to break doctor-patient confidentiality then in that case. And that allows me to examine the patient. And these crisis centers offer a safe space for women. It is, I'm assisted by 2 assistants. They help me with all the admin and all the things. Nurses, they are trained forensic nurses, and they help
and they
with
can
the
stay there.
They stay there. I make sure I always have a chaperone there with me, and they assist me, and they assist the alleged victim as well. And again, we try to be very sensitive of who is in the room, who can be there, who can't be there. The police is there, thank goodness, because this is done very effectively and quickly under ideal circumstances. Not always the case, right? This can be in a busy hospital casualty as well, but I was placed in a specialty crisis center. And once I am done, back to the police, and the police will then handle the situation. From there, there's a social worker that works 24 hours there as well. And we have a child therapist there as well that have like child play and little dolls, etc. as well, just to assist us, also stationed there 24/7.
But take us further. Let's just say now, so you are only examining the victim. Whose responsibility is it to go and get samples from the alleged?
Oh, mine as well.
Yours
So
as well?
ours as well, 100%.
Okay.
So, but I am very objective, right? I am not there. I'm not judging anything or anyone. I treat every case like the same. So I will swap purely for the sake of, not the sake of. I will swap. No, for the sake of the law.
Because you just got to provide the facts, and then that gets interpreted by.
Man, I sure, because there was a they brought in a guy from jail, a prison guy, massive, and I was like, there is no way I'm gonna take blood from this human being in a room alone with one police officer, bring in the entire damn force.
It comes in with chains, right, on their ankles.
We used to do.
They are cuffs, but I'm not going near your arm. I'm not going near your body. You're going to give me one clap and I'm going to be out of it.
But Yaseen,
I've got a needle in my hand.
You were at pains to say you've done it. You do this objectively, but you're a human, right? I mean, as a human, if I see a guy coming in handcuffed, big size, muscles, tattoos all over, whatever, looking like he done it. How do you maintain objectivity there? And also, I mean, on the flip side, how do you stop yourself from breaking down if like a young kid comes? Do you ever do that? Do you ever go and have a cry in the corner or something?
It's a shame.
In
my young day, I hate to say the word horny, but I loved the academia and the medicalness behind.
Stimulated.
When I look at my notes now, because I get called to court now for those cases, say, which is like 8-9 years ago, and I'm like, damn, who is this doctor? He wrote everything out to perfection, and I had a very medical eye for it. I want to see your injury. I want to see your wound. I want to hear your story. I want to put the puzzle together kind of way.
So you're into it. You really are into it.
We're doing roadblocks on highways, taking blood from alleged drunken drivers. What?
Yeah.
Like, doctor gets to say that.
Can I say?
And I'm on call. It's like wonderful.
Like your passion about it shines through in the TikTok videos and all the stuff I see. And I think that's what people believe, because it's very hard to fake stuff and people can tell when somebody's being fake.
True.
Online.
And I didn't answer your question about empathy. It's very difficult to feel empathy and sympathy for a dead body who's not your family member, who you don't know. It's very different in an alive victim who comes there. I can still hear the screams sometimes, and I would kindly step out, go to my car, cry it out, make sure the nursing staff are aware that I'll be gone for a minute or two and come back. And you get the work done. And I wasn't debriefed well enough back then. I think also just the excitement of medical legal work and different kind of work. And I was working towards my diploma as well. So every night they had my notes. I took my whole printed to the rape center, printing out notes 2 a.m, working, studying, enjoying it. So that kind of really jogged me into getting. And there's only I think 13 or 14 doctors in the country that have this clinical diploma. So you almost become a specialist in examining clinical victims for the law, for court.
Sure. And this is all just a ComServe year, hey?
It's the ComServe.
Right.
So you can see how my life kind of changed around by chance, just by pure chance, just by saying yes, just by grabbing that opportunity. And maybe we'll get into it, but what I've learned in my career is you do that. That is the advice I give to people now. You say yes and you take it.
Yes.
You take what is given to you.
And the fact that you couldn't get a job ended up becoming a blessing because it took you to your calling, right?
Yeah, a career. Ibizo, they say in Zulu, your calling. Yes, your calling.
What happens after ComServe then?
So, ComServe, sure, so shame. So they kind of liked me a lot. In ComServe, and I became very confident in my role now in a society. I wanted to stay on at the clinic. I wanted to kind of invest in it. I wanted to be, and I went to Wits to Prof. Velema, who was the HOD of forensics back then. And she was like, there's no one here in this country to drive that. Maybe you could be that person. The doctor who did that actually immigrated to Australia, and where they have that as a separate specialty. We don't have that specialty in South Africa. So I was like, so what do I do from here? Do I stay and become an expert on a medical officer level? Of course not. I have an opportunity to specialize in forensic pathology, and that is dealing with the dead, which I then shadowed at Hillbrow, autopsies, sections, which I was not used to at the time.
And there's a lot of dead bodies in Joburg, eh?
Sure, guys. Sure. Sure, they are.
Yeah.
People are dying. But like mass disasters,
Yeah.
Durban
Trauma.
floods, trauma, families. It's a whole different dynamic, a different world. At the time, I'm still linking up the same wound on you I can tell on a dead body, the same terminology, same mindset kind of setting in, still forensic medicine. I'm still going to court. That just a different aspect of it. And they even offered me to do my overtime in a rape center still, if I still do have that back and forth. So that was where the bridge kind of came in from living to dead.
Yeah, I was going to ask earlier to take us like even further, right? I mean, you're gathering all of this evidence per se, because that's what it is. But then what happens after that? You hand it over to the police. There's an investigation. The case goes on for months, probably at a time.
Years.
And then do you get called to court at any given stage to testify?
Testify, usually for the prosecution, usually for state, on behalf of state.
So your notes have to be like...
yes, even my handwriting here.
Defense?
Right.
Cross-examination from the defense? How's it?
Oh, defense attorneys.
Yeah. Do you see them on a regular basis? They know you.
Thank God I don't.
Yeah.
They can be rough on doctors.
Lawyers
be rough on doctors. Yeah, I had a defense attorney come straight to my face being like, your university is not even a registered university to become a doctor.
In court, to say this.
Court. So again, you have to have a tough skin. Hey, I was unrattled, unfazed completely. And again, like you remember, we are doctors. We're not used to this. We're not used to court at all. But again, that little matriculant me who wanted to do law also came in a little bit. Law and order came in a little bit. So I'm very unfazed in court. I realize I'm a doctor and I own it. I'm an expert witness in my field. Bring in a defense pathologist. I can defend my autopsy report. I can defend that examination I did on that rape victim, for example, with scientific confidence.
So you never got into like an argument in court with a lawyer? Because they try to attack your credibility and stuff, right?
They trouble me.
They break your confidence.
They trouble me. They actually trouble me. And then there's like someone transcribing and there's someone translating. I've also taken an oath on a holy book. It's a lot happening, especially High Court here. But remember, in a golden rule, that you are there to explain to the judge,
the court.
Right? So and they're usually very sweet to us. They're extremely sweet to us. So the last defense attorney I had, spoke in negatives, triple negatives, and honestly, I haven't said I can speak English very well. I do not understand the question. Let me repeat that.
That's a lawyer for you.
You're speaking in so many negatives. I actually forget what the question was. And so I've learned to become very controlled in a court environment, but that learned. I remember my first time I told the judge, the sweet Indian auntie, and I told her, like, it's my first time. Please be gentle and shame.
Joburg High Court.
No, Pretoria, one of the magistrate courts, sorry.
Okay.
And shame. She didn't even know, like the brain was in the skull. Shame. Like, I actually had to, like, explain the basic anatomy. But again, to the court, right? And so I started off understanding the court system and where I fitted in, but it took me a minute. Those attorneys are there to rock you, hey?
Okay, so you're shadowing in Hillbrow. Then when do you get into the program?
Sure. Yeah. So Hillbrow hit me, hey? So I hadn't seen autopsies like that in my life before.
Tell us why. What do you mean?
So it was that time when, I don't know if you remember, they were under strike. The forensic officers around that time were on strike, and they had stopped collecting bodies at some point.
Jeez.
So there was this pile of, I'll never forget the amount of flies that were there, of bodies piled up outside this mortuary. And I understood under the circumstances, it was rough. It was an extremely rough time. So I was already like
no refrigeration, just...
But you must have been excited. I don't know. You must have been excited.
So I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? This is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And again, a bit of excitement and morbidity. It's very morbid. Everything was very, very morbid. But taken with a pinch of salt. Prof was very sweet. she took me through the whole process. My first case was a decomposed case. So it's this green, bloated body in front of me. And again, mouth breathing, taking it in, being present.
But do you
I'm
mouth
like,
breathe
where
there?
are those assault victims now? Like, I really miss them. It's yeah.
I feel like mouth breathing is a bad strategy.
Exactly.
It's
I
going
feel
in
like
your mouth.
it will
You're
precipitate on your
actually
throat.
eating what you're smelling
Yeah.
or what you're perceiving to be looking at in front of you.
What was the cause of death?
But I was actually stabbed in the Yuxke and was found drowned in there. So seeing that autopsy, I was like, wow, you can tell a lot from that. And wow, like this actually feels like CSI. It feels like it. We're taking samples, we're doing things, we're compiling comprehensive reports, which I was used to coming in from the clinical side. And I was like, yeah, I think I could do this and specialize in this for 4 years. And that's when I applied for forensic pathology and did not, the clinic wanted me to stay ashamed. They were like, you're the only person we've had in a long time who actually has a passion for this. Would you, and I enjoy teaching a lot. So they were like, would you teach the students who are rotating with us? And
yeah, and clearly you strike me as somebody who gets along with their colleagues.
yeah.
Yeah. They wouldn't tell you to stay if they were like glad to see you go.
No, yeah. And I was so scared of not having a job. I almost groomed that entire department to keep me in case I did not get a job.
Okay.
And I was asynchronous, so I wouldn't start on the 1st of Jan anyway. So I, again, was not guaranteed a post at a time. So I, again, just had to play my cards correctly. Got this diploma, and that's what got me into forensic medicine. There was no hype around it.
And nobody's dying to get in.
Yeah.
You guys missed it.
Yeah.
So how do you get in? Where do you go?
So I applied. So every university has a specialization that is linked to an academic hospital, just like surgery, just like pediatrics, and it's a forensic pathology department. So there was one in Pretoria where I applied and I got the post. And I promise you, for that interview, shame, I think I posted it on social media recently. The way I did not know a lot about how autopsies actually work in that interview, but I think that what I learned from clinical medicine, and they almost asked me what you asked me, where does it come from? Where does that come from? Because we want to see that. We want to see that anyone can cut open a body and plot a few organs and make a diagnosis. But you need a lot of grit, a lot of emotional resilience, a lot of support. You need a lot for this job. And I think I think that's what actually set me apart.
Okay, so you get into Tux. First time.
So it wasn't Tux. It's another university in Pretoria.
SMU.
SMU.
Okay, yeah.
Excellent.
My wife specialized there. Yeah.
Excellent.
I've got they're close to my heart. SMU. Yeah.
Same.
And my sister also specialized there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, yeah. So big respect.
And then it's just 4 years of cutting up.
4 years of rich time. Yeah.
What's the difference between a autopsy and a post-mortem? Is there a difference?
Same thing. Some would argue, so a post-mortem could be, like, you could be in the post-mortem interval, you could be in the post-mortem, I wouldn't say post-mortem era, it's very gentle,
phase,
but you could be in the post-mortem phase of life, right? I can also do different kinds of post-mortem. So I can do one with my eyes, I can do one where I open the body up, and those have different names. Autopsy specifically is the examination of the body internally and externally.
So that's the one where you have to cut?
Is the 100%. So I give a post-mortem report, but it's actually an autopsy report. It's also very stupid. They're used interchangeably, and they have the same legal weight. So I use a post-mortem.
And you probably play an integral role in inquests. That's when inquest is like when nobody knows what the cause of death. What
you know that? Yeah.
I mean, I work for medical protection, so
there we go.
One thing that Graham Howard taught me, because he loved autopsy. I mean, he loved deaths and registration of deaths, and he also tends to think that a lot of deaths are marked as natural in South Africa when they are not natural.
Natural, yeah.
Why is that?
Why is that? Like, why do we just, do
People
the
want to
doctors
cover
just say
things up.
natural?
People want to cover things up. Or...
Sinister, it's like that.
Yeah. These are sometimes GPs in communities, in societies. People are going to say this, people are going to say that. There's a stigma behind unnatural deaths.
Oh, so it's not ignorance. It's not just ignorance.
It could be in a hospital setting where we don't know what happened, but we can probably... So that's why med school, if it teaches anyone anything, and what I try and teach our medical students is to have that third eye, to have that, the second you feel, phone forensics and find out. Give us the story. We are here for the people.
But who's actually legislated to like pronounce the cause of death?
The doctor.
Any doctor.
Any doctor. So even by examining the body, I don't know this person from a bar of soap. I have the authority to sign that body off or to sign the death certificate off, and I get to independently make that decision whether it's natural or unnatural.
And the paramedics?
Period. Paramedics can certify death. They can't fill out the death certification or the death notification.
Oh, that's another thing Graham was very big on.
Big one.
The difference between certifying and death certificate.
Oh.
Two different things, right? Or something like that.
High profile cases on that small time technicality can be a cause of death could be a time of death in that minute or two. So something that again paranoids me at times.
Yeah.
But I stick to the EMS. They are part of Allied Health. Big respect, and the work they do and see is even more traumatizing. So
huge respect. Yeah.
So
we're getting one on.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
My colleague.
Another. They need to. Yeah,
they deserve their own awards.
More churches. Yeah. We need to build churches for them.
So when do you specialize? When do you finish?
So I specialized and finished in 5 years, not 4 years. I did my master's in that time as well. I did it in gender-based violence. Again, from that passion seeping in from my clinical years. In 2023, so that was 2 years ago. 3 years ago, 2 and a bit years ago. No, the math is not mathing, but yeah. The math, that's right,
when does the social media stuff happen while you're a student, or when does that get into life?
No. So Rich Time was also yours. It was a lot. It was a lot. You can imagine the burden we have of unnatural deaths. Sure, there's around 70 to 80 pathologists, specialized forensic pathologists in the country.
70 only
70.
in 60 million of us.
60 million population.
I didn't know that.
Less than 1 in a million, I guess.
Right? We are, yeah. So, and then the workload is done by medical officers who have the diploma. So I did the second diploma, which is in forensic pathology, that allows me to do autopsies. And so there's a lot of medical officers, but specialists is very difficult. You spend a year in anatomical pathology, learning all the natural causes of death. If you have a heart attack right now and fall dead, did you poison him or did you have a heart attack? I should be able to do that in an autopsy and take a sample of your heart and look under the microscope. So it is pathology, anatomy on steroids. So the social media didn't come in back then at all. I was actually in a regressive mode.
Of course, it's rich time.
It's hell time. It's rich time, right? And then after that, my life changed significantly. Gosh, significantly.
Tell us.
So you also you walk up those steps and you take that. When you join the College of Forensic Pathologists, you want to cry, and I almost want to cry because no one understands what it takes to walk up that stage and take that thing. There is no speech that you can give. There is no anything you can give when you're not, I'm sure even in your super specializations, it is
only 80 people in this country know what it feels like.
It's such a small college. Everyone knows everyone. So it was that feeling of, sure, I found my thing. I found my it thing in my life, and very thankful to God for that.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps hearing that story. Then obviously, so you took your parents with you to grad, obviously. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, they took me.
They took you.
No, shame. No. I went. My brothers. Surgeons have to humble themselves, educationally not as high as pathologists, but a different podcast for a different day. So my whole family was there supporting me, rooting for me. I'm also still the baby. I'm the last flamenco, so I followed in footsteps, but took a completely different, different direction.
Beautiful, man. It's so beautiful.
So, at the time, I didn't see it. It kind of like hits you now. It kind of hits you in retrospect when you look back. Like even looking at the name of your podcast, I was telling my partner, I don't know. He asked me, like, why did you become a doctor? And I could not answer. It's not something that you can just give an answer to. Saving lives was literally a 20-year ago answer. And it's not what I do.
Yeah.
So how do you describe that? But I think you guys understand it.
Exactly. Yeah. All these multiple factors that just influence you subtly. The brothers, the parents.
It makes me a proud doctor.
The community. Exactly.
Yeah, I think this is the answer. It's not one particular thing. It's a story.
Answer. This is the answer, 100%.
Yeah. I was going to go back and talk about, like, once upon a time, I came across forensic pathology when we did pathology in university. I don't know if you guys had that segment, but it was a toxicology sort of segment.
Yes.
And I found it super interesting because it was snakes in a jar, and I started in Mauritius, so we had we had things lit there.
Sure.
But like poison, like stuff,
different dynamics, demographics.
Exactly. But then it came down to the actual like pathophysiology of chemicals and how chemicals affect the body. I was like, no way.
And the teeth is so fascinating. It can last for up to years. It survives incineration. The pulp sits in the molars for how long? It's a 20-mark answer on what you can get from teeth from the pulp. It holds DNA for years.
Have you ever used that to identify?
Yes, forensic odontology at SMU. Heads up, they are excellent department, very passionate.
Forensic odontology.
Forensic. Don't we know someone that's doing that? Yes, yes, I have a friend, Vambai. She actually just went overseas and came back to get something. Yeah, so aligners, if you're wearing aligners, you can get away with like bite injuries.
Is it? Am I right that a lot of criminals get caught because they bite cheese at somebody's house? And then there's like a bite mark. I don't know if it's a myth or something, but they take bites of like the food in the house, and then the forensic people use the pattern.
We've had like dentists come with a mold where suspects bite into, and we also call them to take accurate pictures of the bite wounds, because there was at one point I wasn't sure if it was a human bite or a dog bite. I was not educated in molars, and I still don't know the human teeth at all. I look at that chart every time, like central incisor, media, guys, and because identification of veneer. What the hell is a veneer? Why the metal? Why the porcelain? Why the this? They come out in X-rays, and we're like, we need to identify. So the odontologists come out a lot, and they help us quite a lot. And it was a human bite. Turned out to be it was a self-inflicted human bite from someone who was under attack.
Okay, so after you've gone up those stairs at SMU and you've graduated and your whole family is there, you need to look for a job, or is it just easy?
Sure. So thankfully I stayed on at SMU. Got my master's sorted out, published. So that was quite a big achievement. And I'm waiting for a consultant post.
Okay.
So I'm a senior registrar.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and then a specialist on paper.
Now tell us, where does the social media come in? Like where?
Sure. So after I qualified, I was in a very good space for the first time in a long time. It's that ball drops. That's being a doctor. The ball drops, and advice to doctors who are specializing: wait for that moment. The ball will drop, and you will feel your worth. 15 years down the line, you will feel it if you haven't felt it yet. I met my partner, who is a huge social media influencer. And again, such a different mind game, different ball game. I'm sure you guys are still learning about it. Algorithms, lighting, audio, everything.
Trolls. How do you deal with that?
Our brown people, trolls. Don't get me started.
I want to get you started on that because, look, I'm new to the social media game, and because of the pod, I'm on TikTok.
Let's be ready.
And it's people have called me autistic on the spectrum, have shouted about me. So how do you, who's had 21 million views on one video?
Hate to use the term pew pew, but you got to be not to shoot back, to have a strong. Remember, treated like I would treat in court. They can say what they want to say. Ain't no forensic pathologist like me that you're going to see on your page. And by the way, I came up on your page. And by the way, you are commenting and causing traction on my post. So jokes on you, troll.
Yeah, but you see, we as professionals, right, we've also got that other aspect to worry about, which is our colleagues. We know that professional jealousy is a thing that happens. We are regulated by the HPCSA. Are you not afraid that one day somebody's going to say something big?
Yeah. So I always make sure I get consent first. I always make sure I do things legally, especially coming from the medical legal department. Everything is in set. And I'm not the only forensic pathologist on social media. So there's 2 others who are in the public eye and media, and I consulted them with my partner first. Just what are the yeses, what are the nos, what are the big no-nos, what are the big yeses, and touch wood, the trolls have been quite calm and tame under my social media. But I think the hardest thing of social media is to actually get in front of a camera. Yeah. It's a lot. Oh my goodness, you're exposing yourself, exposing your good parts, your bad parts. You're talking to yourself. You're talking to people. You know, it's quite a big change. So I went the only route I knew, which was academia. I was the smartest. I was at the peak. Shame. I've declined quite significantly after that, but I just passed my exam. So I was like, I am the smartest that I am now.
I'll ever be. Yeah.
I will ever be, 100%. Yeah. And I could give knowledge in that way on a social platform, and hopefully someone can learn something from it.
Where did you start? On which platform?
On TikTok.
Okay. I've been afraid of TikTok, but yeah, it gets the views.
No, I lie. I started on Instagram. Sorry, I started on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then slowly morphed into TikTok. So a different field game, a different target audience, dare I say. So that's where I started, and that's when the different aspect of work came out through social media.
It's also a lot of work, eh? It's hard work.
Content creation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, you mentioned your partner, right? And he's also big. You want to tell us more about that? Because it sounds like there was an intention. You intended to have good social media standing and following.
Yes.
With the curatorship, I'm assuming, of your partner. 100%. I'm pointing because he's over here.
My support system is right here. And he knew the ins and outs. He knew what to say, what not to say. Cancel culture. What is okay? He understood the TikTok generation, the Gen Zs. We're dealing with a different generation. What are the safe things to say? Also look at other doctors in the field. What are they doing? How are they doing it right? Play it safe. See who your audience is, see who your people are.
And how did he notice?
He curated me very well. He has been in the industry for 6, 7 years as well. And also humble beginnings, now, a whole income from that. So knew the system very well. So he would sit with me and actually narrate to me and teach me how to talk, how to look,
that's nice,
look,
actually.
The lighting, everything. So
we don't have that.
Such because, and there's quite a negative stigma around social media. It really is. You're either on a WhatsApp group that is going ratchet or that is going okay, and you're not sure which side you're gonna land up on.
Can you give me some advice on how to deal with negative comments? Without saying just be thick-skinned.
No,
I mean, how do you speak to people? Do you like?
No, so I do not entertain at all. I actually reached a point, there was a very targeted comment, and I kind of actually knew who it was, and I was.
As in, you knew the person.
I knew the alleged person, and I was like, I know every contact in the SAPS field, in the community, that same one I did the rape center in, where I knew the comment came from, and I phoned that person. And then I realized, sure, it's draining me so much, it's not worth it. So I delete or I remove that comment completely, and I do not entertain it at all. And you'll be surprised. My followers know this. They defend me. They come up for me, and I do not entertain those kind of threads.
So it's a pro tip to, if there's trolls or negative comments, just delete it and move on.
100%.
And that works.
100%, especially in the beginning, especially when you still are learning who your followers are. Your people, I even had one follower say, I came here to look for the negative comments and I didn't find it. Already there to have your back. So you have to have a thick skin, remove any unwanted things. We are regulated heavily. Things go viral very quickly.
Yes, and get taken out of context with the shorts.
Very quickly, very, very, very quickly. So I go through every comment with love and care, and I remove, our people.
Yeah, no, definitely our people. But can I ask you why, in your opinion, why do you think people are like this in the first place? Are they looking for attention? Do they think there's anonymity?
They love, they breathe, they're alive. They must come on my table one of the days and I can explain to them how it works. But
as in
I think on my mortuary table. And,
not your house, like dinner table.
And you'll no, and with no knives around, they can definitely come over. But I honestly think that, and it's those profiles with no pictures. They follow what, 2 people, or they have. It's a very odd account.
You can see it at the
burner accounts, right? So. I have actually a friend who's a troll of note, love her. And she's a queen of trolls, right? So she has like 6, 7 TikTok accounts and she knows who to troll on what account. And when things go sour, deletes that account, starts a new one. Adds on with other things.
You have insight into the underworld. Can we get her on? Can you give her a call right now?
And I was like, damn. They love it. I don't know if it's a culture, but people love to be trolls. They love to be the negative. They love to be the negative comments.
That's like a professional troll.
It's professional.
That's troll culture.
All these
my goodness.
profile pics. The green profile pics that were against them, people were like, again, this is proper trolls. They know what to say, how to say it, how to create a stir-up, And then, again, now I see it as you're creating traction for something that I'm very passionate about. And I hope that comes through. So you have to have a thick skin.
But also, I feel
not entertain them.
Like the trolls, they think that because you've decided to put yourself out there, you must get the good with the bad. They feel that way.
100%.
But it's weird, hey? Because in real life, nobody comes up to you and just talks crap to your face.
100%. And sometimes it hurts me the most, and I said about it, people who know me, it is an inside comment. It is not from here or there, or are you a real doctor? No. These are personal attacks. Even at times I was like, who in my family? I was like, literally, who in my family? You are coming for my career like this. I'm putting a lot out there, very intimidating. I've learned now, thankfully, to get past that. I delete accounts. Instagram is troll haven. TikTok as well. Shame they don't come for me so much. Lots of love, but your Instagram guy.
Facebook is also with our people, as we said earlier. Our people on Facebook. I've come to learn.
The older generation who I don't think understand how it works.
Yes.
They don't understand what goes on. It's not this dud with blue hair or other kind of.
Welcome.
How would you document? If he was on your table, how would you document his hair?
Disheveled.
Disheveled. There we go.
Truly,
Thank you. I'll take it.
In keeping with culture, I would hopefully say, or a living psychiatric patient. I would also put you under the same.
Indicative of somebody from Pietermaritzburg.
He's from Potchefstroom.
Needs hair gel in the additional comments.
But you were saying just now, like it's our people, older community.
Yes.
I think it's the ignorance surrounding the fact that they think they're coming from a place of anonymity.
100.
Yet they'll have their profile picture and probably their home address in the background.
And also they project their insecurities because when they see, look at that Indian guy, he's out there, he's doing well.
That's
Let's bring him down.
The the thing is, I also don't fit the mold. I don't fit the mold of a doctor. I don't fit the mold of what I should be saying. I don't fit the mold of, you're supposed to be politically correct. You're supposed to not offend every single kind of society out there. Of course, I'm going to correct people. Of course, I'm going to be myself, originally myself.
Yeah.
So it's, again, that vulnerability of being different and putting yourself out there. And sure,
You see,
I wish I had advice for you.
Okay, well, I'll consult with you later. But we are relatively, on this podcast, Yak and I, we're relatively conservative, right?
Yes.
And we're relatives.
And we're relations.
And I get trolled in real life. Yeah, I don't need online trolls.
Even with our conservative content, we know we've had a professional who was one of those John Doe types accounts, burner accounts, who said they're going to report a guest to the HPCSA for X, Y, and Z with our very conservative-ish. Now, like some of your content, especially the more recent one, is not as conservative as us. And I tell my colleagues, every day I tell my colleagues at where I work, I mentioned it earlier, I said, it's only a matter of time before somebody reports me to the HPCSA because they just don't like me.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
No, true.
I mean, do you not...
True. And
when your posts blow up?
It's scary because I deal with medical legal issues. I deal with something so sensitive. Who has even seen how a mortuary looks? Who can even see what the environment is? Who can even see blood in a concept like that and make it presentable, make it academic? And I don't think it's ever been done in such a way before. And again, I'm appealing to the younger generation. These are the people who are going to change the future, the people we are molding. That doctor that was on that TikTok will be something I want to aspire to, not the troll that made that comment. And it is, sure, especially these old, and they circulate on groups. I once had in court a defense attorney say something about my social media to the effect of how credible am I in terms of what I'm saying versus sensationalism, which is what a lot of creators do. I do it. I'm allowed to be, I mean, you have to get hype around something. And again, that is not court related. It's not legal. It's irrelevant. Why I'm here. If you're accusing me of something, please come to me in a civil court, not in an inquest court. Like that, people will come for you. They will come for your career.
Yeah, basically,
be steadfast. Be steadfast and do things right. Even as much as you want to post it, my partner will tell you sometimes there's a leg in the background, or there's a foot, or there's something. There's an identification feature in the background. Right, but it's done so well. I will not post that.
Yeah, so basically, I mean,
there's an ethical law line we draw.
That lawyer was essentially saying, because this guy is like all like hype on social media, you can't trust it.
They come for any kind of aspect. So even now, when I send my videos to my parents, shame, God bless them, it's difficult for them to digest. Difficult. Their friends are talking. Even they're on the dental group. I don't know if you know my uncle, Dr. Haffergy. He was quite well known in the
surgeon.
Dentist.
Okay.
When he passed away as well, then I did a thing on forensic odontology, and it was quite a sensitive issue in my family. Seeing me, with blue hair, seeing me very alternative, nail polish. I'm going for it, but at the same time at work, I am not this person.
Yeah, I mean, our communities are quite conservative still. I mean, to this day in 2025. So
we respect that.
Yeah.
We respect that completely. Those communities raised us.
Yeah.
They raised us. We can't be blatant about that. We respect that.
Yeah, we're not disparaging them. Yeah.
At all.
You read my mind almost, because the next comment I was about to make, when you were talking about inspiring young people, is that I feel, personally, I love your content. The reason why I love it is because you're giving medicine good PR. And I feel like medicine needs good PR. All the PR it can get right now.
100%.
Nobody wants to study medicine anymore because they hear that there's unemployed doctors. They hear that you guys get paid peanuts relatively. You go through the most and there's no support systems. So I feel like, you're making it cool.
True.
And from my side, it's authentic. The most recent post I think you had last week was you asked your dad if he knows what you do. And that's such an important question for I know we're speaking about our people a lot, but it's not just you get into medicine and you study and you do what you need to do. It's this understanding to kind of unlearn and relearn, especially our older generation. I don't know if you're getting emotional sorry.
No.
But I sent that post to Yak and I said, this is wholesome. We need to get this guy on.
So well done to you, man. Like, we appreciate that.
It was hard.
Yeah.
Doing it for us.
It was hard.
Yeah.
Especially,
And it's good to make our parents proud, eh? Like, yeah.
200%. And I haven't been on the best terms with my dad. So, again, and even to ask him to, like, with like a fancy light, and it was taken in one take, okay, two, because my mom had to put her 2 cents in. But it was said so honestly. It was not pre-recorded. It was not planned. And it was purely something someone asked me. And I was like, hey, Dad. And I don't know if you guys experience it, but I've never heard my father say those things to me explicitly.
Yeah.
And I play that post over and over again. And it sparks joy in me.
Yeah, it's good. You must watch a clip on YouTube. It's about Asian parents in general. You've seen
brown
it,
parents.
Yeah, about the proud thing. They'll do everything else but say, I'm proud of you.
And that is the love language of I'm proud of you.
They even send you a sticker on WhatsApp saying proud instead of saying I'm proud of you.
Every human being was over it when I was a doctor. When I missed my graduation, we went overseas for a holiday. They were like, we don't care about another. It honestly was that exactly as you're saying it. And also understood what I do, understood what I am doing for the community. Being a principal himself, understands what a community goes through, how they mourn, how they view doctors, how they view political issues, current issues. You raise many controversial issues, and sometimes we don't have to address it. The beauty of South Africa, and you guys had Riyad Musa here, is humor. Humor breaks. It connects all of us.
Yeah, it breaks barriers. Yeah.
It breaks barriers, all of us. And as I said, the Zulus, I think they invented it. It really is something we can connect on for a split second, and then we can go back to hating each other. It's fine.
Yeah.
I try to get that South African Mzansi spark. We've lost it. We've lost it. Our doctors in state, shame. They're going through it.
Look, I'm proud of you, and I know your parents are and everything. You're inspiring another generation of doctors, and healthcare needs it.
Yes.
And go on. And if you do get complaints, I hope you've got indemnity. I'm not going to plug my own company because they're not paying me for this. But yeah, just have some sort of indemnity.
Of course.
Yeah. What's next? I mean, what's the...
Sure. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm enjoying the exposure. I think I've been given a platform now where I can actually make a change and make a difference. I feel like that bridge, especially in the field I work, it's such a morbid field. It's such an unknown field. It's such a taboo field. We don't talk about death at all almost. So I think the next step from here is definitely I'm going to continue training and educating. I'm part of the examination for the new upcoming forensic pathologists, and I hopefully will expand in the media aspect. I'm like nervously excited about where this will take me.
We look forward to that and that authenticity. But just a step back a little bit. What about private sector? I mean, we've only spoken about state and
100%.
what the possibilities are for like your scope of practice, but private, like, is there anything that exists there?
Yeah. There is this lots of private pathologists, Dr. Burmel, for example, who did reverse income. Reggie Burmel. He's a very known private pathologist. There is work. Our doctors are doing private work in Joburg, Pretoria. We are available. It's not our main bread and butter of our scope. We still are forensic pathologists, but that private work will only happen once you experience in state. So how experienced are you? How much have you seen? Can I pay you to give a credible report as a defense pathologist? You remember the state autopsy is always the first autopsy. You were not there. No one else was there. am getting paid by state, but it's my everyday job. So there is a scope for it. It's upcoming, and hopefully again a scope I can hopefully tap into as well.
Yeah, because I mean, look, when everyone like assimilates themselves to what you do,
Yes,
it's probably through CSI, which is the series,
100%.
but that is like that's private sector, right?
100%.
That's not state. They don't have that equipment.
Depict it as being in state. Right? It's a fancy a coroner in high heels, hair out, giving a one-word diagnosis, slaying off. We don't do that at all. Just watch one of my videos. It's a lot that's happening behind the scenes.
Oh, it looks like you're slaying though. I mean, I've seen all the videos.
No, shame. Oh no, shame. You seeing this up? It is actual chaos at the back, and then we have mourning families out front, and I think it's built our work morale a lot. I don't ever want to bring down state. I don't ever want to show upset HR. But I want to enjoy work, and I think this is a beautiful avenue in doing so. Yeah.
And I mean, you come across as very passionate about it doesn't even matter whether it's private or
100%. 100%.
Someone dies, I guess that's what it is all about.
Especially
getting an answer.
Natural death. Sometimes we don't know. We always suspect poisoning or jadoo or booty, black magic. It's always an issue. So sometimes you do need a private opinion when you said that doctor who signs off that death certificate, that GP for the past 60 years, don't know what's happening in that household. And you need that forensic eye sometimes. And there are pathologists who are available and who will do that.
So what do you do for fun? Well, apart from your fun job.
So I love art. I've always had a very arty-farty side, and I've taken the advice of my mum.
What sort of art? Like painting, sculpting?
Painting, drawing, so more things on canvas. I love acrylics a lot, hate watercolor. Anything anatomy as well, anatomy art. My body is covered with anatomy art as well. So I'm embracing my arty-farty side as well. It kind of also takes the edge off my morbid field a lot. I love to travel. Sure, I travel 4 to 5 times a year, I would say, on average, with my parents, who are avid travelers as well. So learning the world, seeing the world. I've even done a few posts internationally on acute cause of death that I've come across of some king or queen, historically, and that could be a fun, interesting fact. So
that's cool. That could be a segment.
It is cool. It's very, very cool. You learn so much more. You learn so much more. We were in Saudi recently, and my mom was like, just go and peep in the morgue and just see how they do it. And I'm like, no. Oh my God, this is holy land. Holy land. No. I don't think we can't just try and pop in.
But you made me think of something. I mean, is your workload high compared to like the UK or something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think the international cap, which was set in the US, the US Coroners Association, is 250 bodies a year per doctor. Sure, I'm easily seeing 3 or 4 times that amount per year, and that's just me, and I'm not in the most busiest area. So you can imagine our doctors are loaded, the pathologists are loaded. It is insane.
That's crazy.
Again, we're at the bottom of health. When you think of health, the bottom of health, and it makes sense. You should prioritize those who are alive first. Who gets to mop up what's left? Who gets to give closure to that family? I'm often the last doctor to see that person, not the surgeon. So hopefully this creates a bit more awareness of that. And I'm an optimistic human being. I appreciate life in the work I do.
Beautiful, man. Also, art, travel, close to your parents still.
My partner, biggest rock, biggest support system. Gosh, when you can come home and you can make a joke of what you've seen in autopsy, and someone really gets it, and they, or they vomit at it, and you kind of like, yes, it's out of my system. It's even there's things you can't even tell a therapist. Sometimes it's triggers that I've had. On a personal note, I was held up in an armed robbery 3-4 years ago, and I couldn't go back to work. I could not see a dead body on the table after a violent killing, and I was admitted for 2 weeks in a hospital, and I needed to reboot. I needed to understand. I think from then I've taken my mental health very seriously. I understand, or I need to check in with myself if I'm not feeling okay. We are human. We are human.
Yeah, because you doctors don't have automatic access to counseling or
There
therapy or
was a
anything.
study. We have the highest number of doctors who are desensitized in the world. So if we rank in the world, and this is across all specialties or across the medical field, so we almost come into it like that, and we cannot be emotional. We have to be objective. But Haibo, you must have a love for what you're doing. When you tell that family, Haibo, it must pull that string in your heart, Yeah. So it's that thing that drives us.
Yeah, it's going to take its toll on you as life goes on. That's crazy.
And the older we get, I don't know, we feel things a bit more. Things are a bit more emotional.
Yeah.
The excitement of medicine is died down. Now I'm actually understanding what's happening. I'm going to court and I'm looking alleged criminals in the eye. I'm hearing the story. I'm not just seeing the body. It sure. Yeah, I don't know. Work is work.
Yeah. So,
I mean, might be a loaded question, but you've done the work, and you mentioned art is, something that you channel, and your partner. But what other things, like for example, people who don't have art or a partner, what advice would you give to those people to emphasize and prioritize their mental health in an otherwise stressful work environment, even if it's not what you do, which is probably the most stressful?
Such an intuitive question. And I think forensics itself is isolating. We are working in isolated offices. We work in isolated environments. It's very quiet, dare I say, deadly quiet environment. It's also the things we see we can't legally speak about. So we also can't, these are open cases. There's been
It's very isolating.
cases that come out in the news 2 days later, and I'm like, oh shoot, I did that body, So sure, advice for those people is very difficult. Find what grounds you the most, and stick to that. I think B, have a person, have your go-to person, almost like, your emergency contacts. Have that person, phone that person up and tell them what is troubling you on your mind. You will probably find that you will come up with a solution. You need someone to be like, hey,
Sounding board.
There's 100% something more. And as you said, partners won't understand. Perhaps they work in the police force. Perhaps they also are doctors as well. Perhaps they are suffering as well. So find a person and seek help. Don't be afraid to seek help. There are wonderful wellness. State offers forensics wellness. When I was admitted, it was at state cost. They look after us. We have a good wellness department that looks after us very well.
Do you listen to any podcasts?
Not.
You need to subscribe to this one. Come on.
Is it?
He's talking about this.
You must plug us. Tell your people to subscribe and follow on that stuff.
100%.
Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy this conversation?
It was very, very lovely.
Yeah.
I started off very nervous, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And
I'm usually the nervous one, eh? Ask Yak, always.
Oh my goodness. I was hydrating, peeing. I was doing the most. Also, it is a lot to come up and speak about my personal stuff. Ask me about work. I can give you a syllabus in like 2 hours. But ask me about myself. How often do we actually speak about it?
Mm-hmm.
And then link it. You'll find the answers. And I think that's the common thread. My partner said, you're not going to speak about forensics or dead bodies at all. We want to see what's behind the face. We want to see what's happening behind. We want that spark in that follower that is watching this to think twice. And
I said it earlier, but I'm getting goosebumps again. You can actually see them, right?
There we go.
But it's important you mention the nervous thing, because people watching this will think, oh yeah, that guy is big on social media. He loves talking about himself and putting himself out there. but
No.
I can vouch for it. You were really nervous, and I know it's not easy to come up and speak. In our reflections episode, where we gave gratitude to all our guests, one of the things we said was thank you for the courage of coming up here, because it doesn't just end here. This is just the four of us in a room here,
Right.
the partner in the background, but it's going to go online. People are going to watch it.
100%.
It takes courage.
And thank you for saying that. I think also what's going through your mind is the time and content creating and your day and everything. I'm at work. I'm recording these things late. I have things to do. I'm going home. Look pretty, look presentable, get your SHIT together. It takes a lot of effort, and people don't see what a 1 second scroll or to watch something to the end. But I promise you, and I think I see it and I can feel it, there is authenticity here. You guys are real. And there's a lot of fake on social media. There's not enough real, and there is real in this circle. And I feel almost part of a community already.
Yeah.
So I think that is excellent work.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We always feel like after we had the conversation with our guests, I feel like I've known them for so
100%.
long.
Yeah,
They're
it feels
my
like a
friend.
therapy session.
I want to take you guys home, literally,
Thank you so
for therapy
Yeah,
stuff.
take us. Yeah. You know, Riyad Musa, the one thing I regretted from the Riyad
He was
Musa.
serious, hey?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, when is this guy going to get a joke?
Serious? I didn't
No,
think so.
honestly, I thought it was going to be a laugh a minute, but I was like, after that, I felt, oh my gosh, did he not like us or something? I'm glad you said it, because I felt it.
Me too.
But what I regretted about, because I loved the Riyad Musa episode, I regretted not ending it off by saying, thanks, Riyad, you must come home. Because that's his line, right?
Yeah.
You must come home. But yeah, you can take us
And
home.
that's how we can have all the notes out and you miss everything.
Yeah, but sincerely, Yaseen, thank you so much for sharing with us and taking the time out of it's your weekend. You could have been doing anything. And
Wait, we didn't ask the question.
yeah, do you want to
Yes,
ask? Because I got the
yes.
answer. You want to ask?
I
him?
think he's.
Yes.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, go for it. Go.
No,
The answer is yes.
You go.
No.
Yes, sir.
The question we usually always ask, I'm thinking of retiring this question because it's becoming a bit. But like I always say, if somebody comes to you and says, Doc, I'm inspired by your posts and stuff. I want to be a forensic pathologist or just a doctor.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for me? What would you tell them?
You need to have a tough skin. Right? And I think it's also the advice I gave you guys as well. The world is rough. Forensics is exposing the underbelly of society. The autopsy is one tiny little fragment. Social media is even smaller fragment than that. You need to have a tough skin, know yourself, be yourself, and hone in on your strengths. And that's what makes you uniquely you. So have a tough skin. No one can come for you and your accomplishments. Full stop.
And it's not just what you see on TikTok. It's all the other
It's the
stuff.
complete opposite.
Yeah. Okay, well, sincerely again, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Very appreciate
We're proud of you also. So,
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for coming on. We'll
Thank
see
you so much.
later.
Shot.
Thank you.
How was it?